I feel privileged because I just got a lesson on public speaking before public speaking. I don't think that happens very often, so I do appreciate it. Thank you very much. I want to address the elephant in the room, though. I'm not some weirdo who thinks about funerals all the time, who just shouts out eulogies, okay? There was a fun fact about public speaking that 50% of people were so afraid of public speaking, they would rather be in the coffin than do the eulogy. How mad is that? Not me. I'm absolutely fine public speaking. So I'm actually not going to talk about work, weirdly, for a work event, but I am very happy to talk about work afterwards. So I want to present on something that I find gives me a lot of energy, which is passions, and making time specifically for your passions. So before I go into my slides, this is going to be comedy rules. I don't know if you know what comedy rules are. So rule number one is if you're looking at me when I'm asking a question, you're fair game. I can come to you and I can give you the microphone to respond to me. If you look down as I'm looking at you when I ask a question, I will not come near you. If you forget the rules, I'm going to come to you, okay? So everybody be aware, because we have a question straight away. What do you do? I'm looking around, so if you're looking at me, you're fair game. You're fair game. What do you do?
I am a customer success manager at Papito.
Awesome. I'm going to pick more people, so if you're looking at me, you're okay. You're looking slightly? Yes, kind of, maybe.
I'm a customer success manager at F5.
This is the house we're in, so that makes a lot of sense. I'm going to go a little bit further because I'm that way inclined. If you're not looking at me, I'm not going to ask you. But if you're looking at me, I'm going to ask. You looked at me.
I'm a customer success manager at talent.com.
Fantastic. Weirdly, a lot of customer success managers. So we all do that, don't we? We all introduce ourselves as our job title and our company. It's weird. So I'll do the same thing. People came up to me at the beginning and asked me, hey, what do you do? And I said, I'm James. I work at TikTok as a recruiting lead. But it's not who we are, is it? It's just our job. So another little bit of interaction. Hopefully this is passing the engagement part of the presentation. A quick show of hands. Who wants to grow more in their role? Lots of hands. Some people not wanting to grow. I love to see it. Love to see it. I've done enough. I don't need to do any more. No more growth for me. I appreciate it. Who says the growth has to be in your role? Again, back to if you're looking at me, I'm happy to come to you. Who's happy to share one of the areas they want to grow in? Anybody? You're looking at me. You are looking at me.
I'm a PhD student, so I want to grow into my studies and my personal life.
Nice, perfect. I do agree that that is a very important thing to be growing in, so I love it. So also we'll come back to my presentation, thankfully. So let me introduce myself after I give you one challenge. I want you to stop introducing yourself as just your job. And I want you to start introducing yourself with all of you. And I'm going to start, because you may have noticed I didn't introduce myself yet outside of that little message. So I'm James. I am a recruiter at TikTok, and I love what I do, like a lot of you, hence why we're spending time outside of our day-to-day to do that today. But I'm also an author. I love to write. It gives me a lot of energy. I have done some shameless self-promotion and put my book over here, so feel free to take a free copy of it if you are interested in near future murder mystery set in London that's slightly tech inclined. Graphic designer-ish. I don't know anyone else here. I love going on Canva and just creating things. I love scribbling and doodling on the side of my pad when I'm talking, especially when I'm interviewing people. After 11 years, trust me, people who are interviewing you don't want to interview you just as much as you don't want to be interviewed. It's a long time. But I do love designing, especially for my book. Chess enthusiast. I can't say master. I don't know anyone else, but Duolingo now does chess, and I'm on there every day just doing some chess on there as well. I'm on chess.com just messing around. I do not have the time to dedicate to really be a good chess player, but I do enjoy it and it gives me a lot of energy. And then this looks like it says AL, but it says AI. I wanted to put mogul. I want to say like head of AI because everybody's a head of AI these days, but I'm not. I'm just a messer. I like messing around. I don't know. I'm not going to ask for a show of hands, but I have a lot of subscriptions. I randomly hopefully cancel those subscriptions in time after the 3 months, but I keep going onto these different AI tools and checking what do they do. So these are things that I love to do, but we never talk about them. We just talk about what I do for a living. So why do we do that? Why do we neglect our passions and we only talk about what's paying the bills? I have a few of my own theories. Obviously, I did some research. I'm not just doing this off the cuff. But I think our careers consume a lot of our time. You know, we say 9 to 5, but realistically, we probably come in early, we probably leave late. We probably try to push that last deal across the line late in the quarter. So there's lots of stuff you're doing that's spending time and energy day to day, and you don't have anything else left to give to your passions, which is kind of ironic because your passions will hopefully give you that energy back. It's also that sense, I know this sounds so deep, right? Sense of self and identity. But it's true, like our roles start to capture who we are. That starts to become how we identify ourselves. I am this thing. And therefore, if that was to go away, what would happen? Getting dark there, sorry. And then the workplace culture, right? The workplace culture these days prides itself on doing extracurricular activities. It prides itself on you taking more time out of your day to spend in the office or to spend doing other things. Again, I don't know if you guys have ERGs or these things, and they're all great, amazing things. And hopefully, if you are involved in them, they are your passions. But when they're not, and you're just doing it because you are told you kind of have to, it's not great, right? And that takes up a lot of our time. Anyone, again, another show of hands, because this cannot just be me. Who here besides the dog has back-to-back meetings every single day? Yes. Who here puts a block in their day every day to focus on something they will enjoy doing? I love it. I love seeing some hands in the room. So you can teach us all as well, because I'm guilty that I probably put it in every now and again when I remind myself what I have to do, and that's also fine. So the benefits of pursuing your passions. Hopefully I don't have to talk about this too much because I did hear some people talking about their passions while we were all connecting, but I do want to go through it because I think they are important. So there's the three of them that I will go through, which again is creativity and fresh perspectives that our passions bring to us, resilience and patience that we get from our passions, and again, identifying the benefits ourselves outside of work, finding who we are. So I'm going to start with creativity and fresh perspectives, as you can see here. So stepping out of work sparks a lot of inspiration. Who here has solved a problem while not thinking about the problem, while they're doing something else, whether that's cooking? I know when I'm cooking, I'm always thinking. It's always something that's going on because what you're doing with your hands is kind of monotonous, right? And that's something that you can really kind of bring to your role because new ideas come from fresh perspectives. Passions unlock those different ways of thinking. I know you mentioned, MJ, about languages. Learning languages unlocks a different part of your brain. Learning new things unlocks different ways we can think. I don't know if you know this, there's a lot of research, obviously I did while I was doing this presentation, that creative play, and by creative play I mean people who just doodle on the side of their notepads, people who are painting, people who are trying new things, they get more endorphins in their day. They get more what is basically passion and more energy from those things, and it promotes healthier ways of thinking just from being a little bit creative every single day. So who here has ever been told by their leader, cross-pollination, it's so important. You need to go and speak to this team because once you know what they know, you can bring that back and that gives us a new lens. That's the exact same with your hobbies. When you're doing new things, you're learning new things and you're bringing that new perspective back to work. It doesn't have to be just work-related activities. And again, was it Einstein? The whole repetition, doing the same thing over and over again just promotes madness. Again, innovation is where you get fresh perspectives, not repetition. Doing that same thing isn't going to help you solve new problems for businesses, for yourself, and your life. Resilience and patience. So, anyone, quick show of hands, who here has a TikTok account or is on TikTok? Me, not a lot. Wow, I got to do a lot more promoting in this room. So, with a new thing like this, you try, you fail, you grow. No one starts at the end. No one is a chess master. No one is, actually let me caveat this because that's an extreme. There are people who exist that are called geniuses. Supposedly Elton John was one. He sat down at a keyboard and he just understood it. He could just play from the second he sat down. So there are geniuses out there. The rest of us, we're normal. So me and my girlfriend who are sitting here, there's a TikTok video we always kind of talk about, which is, am I going to be a prodigy? Am I going to be a prodigy at this? Anytime we try something new, we think, are we going to be amazing at this thing? We went and started to try play tennis. She was better than I was, but it was embarrassing how bad we were. These things do take a lot of time, but mistakes are part of that process. You got to make your way through. You got to learn as you grow. I don't know anyone here who plays any sports, but it's definitely something that will humble you as you get older in life. So it also can teaches that consistency. You have to do it every day, or you have to do it every week, and you have to make small things matter. And as you do that, you'll find that you're getting better and better. You get that ability to be resilient, because you're going to fail, and you're going to have to overcome that failure to keep going and actually be a success at the end, or be better than you were when you began. Identity is self. So again, this is a bit of a morbid one. So maybe hands down, keep your hands down if you know people who've been made redundant in the last 2 years. So if anyone doesn't know someone who's been made redundant, you're very, very lucky. So hobbies remind us that we're whole people, that we're not just our jobs. And I see, because again, I'm in recruiting, I speak to a lot of people. I would say on a week, at least 7 to 8 people I speak to have been made redundant in their last role. And a lot of times, sometimes they're like, it just was a big shock. It was like everything to me. And you're like, well, hopefully not anymore. Hopefully you understand that these things will happen, and you need to be focused on the things that you can control. Again, that sounds like I'm blaming the victims when I am not. I trust you. And then shared interests make deeper connections. Back to things like when you're trying to connect with people at networking events, when you start talking about stuff that you have in common. I like to write. If you like to read, we're going to have that in common. We're going to talk about that a little bit more, and we're going to get back past that. What do you do? And it's also a little bit of a deeper connection. It really helps us connect with people when we have those shared passions. If you have no hobbies, you're only going to be able to connect about what you do. And who here hates icebreaker questions? Like, tell me a fun fact about you. Who here has no fun facts or believe they have no fun facts? I would challenge you that your fun facts probably should be coming from your hobbies. I have this thing where I try to say yes a lot. So therefore I have a ton of fun facts. If you want to know any of them, come and ask me after the speech. I'm very happy to tell you a few of them. It also protects that well-being. As I mentioned at the beginning, when you have things that are outside your work, when you're saying, hey, I'm a recruiter, I'm a writer, I like to play chess, if one of those goes away, especially based on AI's advancements and some starts to move into different areas, you can then focus yourself and focus your energies towards the things that you enjoy that give you that energy. And again, builds confidence. Like, who here is good at something that isn't work? You get a lot of confidence. You get a lot of confidence outside of that work. You start to see achievements. I get a little achievements anytime someone buys my book. There's someone in this room who bought my book, so thank you very much. I appreciate it. You get me confidence that day. So I want to talk about my passion projects, and I'm being a bit hypocritical here because I'm putting 2 up. I'm putting TikTok, which is my place of employment, and Lifeline, which is my book, which is over here. So why these are my passion projects is twofold. When I was joining TikTok, people were like, is that the dancing app with kids? No one knew what TikTok was. It wasn't the big deal it is today when I joined. It was a bit of a risk. And I knew from knowing how startups work that if I was to join TikTok, I was going to be really challenging myself. I was going to be pushing myself outside my comfort zone by a lot. And I understood that that was going to take impact on my personal life and everything. So I went in knowing that. But I also wanted to finish my book. So I had started writing my book in 2018, well before any of the technologies that are in it are as advanced as they are today. And it was something that I was really passionate about. It gave me a lot of energy. And I'm like, no, I have to finish my book. My girlfriend really, really helped me with that. She's part editor, part writer, part kind of promoter for me. And for me, being able to focus on that was really important. And it also showed me that by taking time to do the things that I like and give me energy, I was actually a lot better at my job, and we'll go to the results in a second. But I did finish it, I did publish it. So to talk about those results, because they're not just work-related or passion-related, I published Lifeline, that's me, as you can probably see. And I've got some good reviews. I've got some people out there who read it, who like it, who are waiting for the sequel. And in good news, even though I worked in one of the biggest, fastest-growing startups of all time, I was also able to finish my second book, which will be coming out hopefully at the start of next year, which is a near-future courtroom-based drama set in the same world in New York. So if you don't like murder mysteries, hopefully you like courtroom-based dramas. Now, while I was doing this, I have to promote a lot on TikTok and things like this, but I also got promoted to a global role. I also got promoted to a lead. And a lot of that comes down to, I believe, being able to solve problems in a different way than a lot of my colleagues. A lot of my colleagues have said to me, how do you just think the way you think? And I'm like, I think it's because I bring my hobbies to work. And then the Belmont project isn't some egotistical, crazy thing that I've put in here. Because I was running advertisements on TikTok, I spotted a problem on our platform. And I was able to bring that problem back to the product team and say, hey, This is what happens to small to medium businesses when they're promoting on our platform. They were like, let us look into that for you. So they did. They spotted the problem as well. They called it the Belmont project when it's in EMEA. It is scalable, and the leader did tell me they're going to change the name as soon as it goes global because he wants some of the praise and not just me. But again, I was able to solve a business problem that I'm not even involved in as a recruiter from my day-to-day writing. So my next challenge for you is to prioritize your hobbies and passions, not hoobies. Bad thing for a writer to have misspelled. But let me give you some advice on those as well. Start small. It's so important not to set yourself goals that are just unattainable when you're going towards your hobbies or your passions, because you will fail and then you'll not want to go back to it. Stay consistent. You know, if you find you like something, stick with it. It's going to take you time. Now, that said, if you don't like it, don't do it just for the sake of doing it because you want to do something outside work. Find the thing that gives you a bit of energy, a bit of passion, and I guarantee you'll do well at it. Enjoy failing. Like this slide shows, I'm not a perfect writer. I make a lot of mistakes. My girlfriend is an amazing editor, so therefore she catches a lot of my mistakes. My friends do the same thing. And it's not a perfect project. I'm not aiming to be the best seller in the world. I'm aiming to tell stories. And again, have fun. It's so important that when you're going to hobbies, especially outside of work, that you're aiming to have fun during it. I have one more extremely, extremely cliche thing to say, but I stand by it. And that is, your job pays the bills, but your passion enriches your lives. Thank you.